I've been observing something after my friend shared with a great deal of discontentment that more than half of his income is being spent in the health industry every month. Not fitness, but seeing doctors, therapists, getting medicines, and treatments. I have a feeling you might recognize a similar pattern too. Perhaps you have a folder on your phone, screenshots of the latest diet trends, and meal preps, bookmarked articles about gut health, saved videos on morning routine. What more? Maybe there's a growing list of supplements that you've been told you must take. Or perhaps you've been consulting your doctor for one thing, your therapist for another, found a new fitness coach, and somewhere in between, you're watching wellness experts online telling you 10 different things you should be doing right now. And with each piece of advice comes a promise. Do this and you'll feel better. Try that and you'll finally heal. But here's what I'm noticing more and more. Please tell me if it resonates with you. That despite collecting all this information, it still feels like you have to target everything individually. Like one expert is not enough. It all feels incomplete, fragmented, like you're collecting puzzle pieces from different boxes, hoping they'll somehow fit together. Today, I want to gently invite you to pause this collecting process. I don't mean to say you pause your consultation, but is it worth a thought while you're searching in 1,000 different directions to collect health? Neither do I mean to compare them to say which is more vital. That would be like asking whether the roots are more important or the leaves. Each has its sacred function, and I'm here to guide you to understand firstly where each one of them can work best, and more importantly, how each layer of health affects each other so that we can use this compounding effect for our healing. So let me say this with great clarity and respect. Every specialist you visit has their place. Every single one. A surgeon can do what no amount of fitness workouts will achieve. And yet, daily workouts can foster health better than one doctor visit can do. And so on. Each works in their own compartment. Each asks for your commitment. But also, sometimes each would give you their own protocol, a plan, a practice. And that's where the challenges start to occur. When you're suffering, whether from a chronic condition, a stubborn disorder, or simply feeling stuck in your health journey, you're expected to somehow coordinate all these compartments. To remember what the doctor said, follow what the nutritionist recommended, show up to your trainer, process with your therapist, and implement what you learned from the video last Tuesday. But here's what yoga and Ayurvedic wisdom convey. When you suffer, you don't suffer in compartments. Your body doesn't separate its pain into neat categories. Your fatigue doesn't care whether it's physical or emotional. Your inflammation doesn't check whether it's supposed to respond to diet or stress management first. Yes, our education has always been logic first, intuition last. I find both of them equally important. But in the last 2 centuries, we have been trained to leave intuition behind. So, when you heal, you must heal as a whole. And what is this whole? What are the compartments of you that need healing together? The mind, the body, and the heart. This is not woo-woo. As we understand it in the Vedic tradition, the manas, the sharira, and the atma comprise of your total health. These are not just three separate things living inside of you. In fact, it's a poor translation of the mind, body, and heart due to the lack of terminology in English. I understood the mind-body play best in the words of my mentor, Dr. P. Ram Manohar. He says, the mind and body are like an iron vessel and ghee, which is clarified butter. If warm ghee is poured into a cold vessel, it heats up the vessel. Similarly, if cold ghee is dropped into a hot vessel, the ghee melts the heat. This is to say that the mind and body are not two interdependent objects only. In fact, they have an interplay which is inseparable. This is how your body and mind work together. Therefore, warm one and the other responds. Cool one and the other would feel it. Thus, a healing mind can heal your body. Similarly, a troubled mind or a troubled body would lead a healthy mind or body into a troubled state as well. Now let us recall how you feel emotions. You know enough signs by now to believe that when one feels anxious, your body shows physical symptoms of the fight or flight response. Your mouth dries up, blood rushes downwards to prepare you to run or to slump. There is tension in your shoulders, tightness in your chest. Human bodies evolved over a very long time and are perfectly capable of handling very high stress, to be honest. But the frequency of that stress is designed to be handled, not what we see today. A deadline by tonight, targets by the end of week, planning meals with high perfection, EMIs balancing on edgy income. These are nearly daily stressors, though not life-threatening, but in the absence of a tiger in the jungle, this stress has started to give the same response in a lower dose over a long time. That is what is chronic stress. And what about your physical pain? It creates worry in your mind, heaviness in your spirit, your unprocessed grief. It manifests as digestive issues, as fatigue and lethargy. And when the body feels like letting it out, then it would manifest as an inflammation. The pot and the ghee, inseparable in their influence on each other. So when you collect fragmented health tips, one for your body, another for your mind, a third for your emotions, you're essentially trying to warm the ghee while keeping the pot cold. It will work, but would keep tipping off balance, falling away, leading you to once again visit the doctor, visit the nutritionist, join the yoga center, practice breath work, meet your therapist. You're familiar with this already. Now, stop for a moment, take 2 deep breaths into your belly and exhale with your mouth with me. Now, as yourself, are you seeking change or are you seeking a way back to your original state, a transformation? Because there's a difference. Change is temporary. It's feeling motivated after watching an inspiring video. While transformation is a change big enough to sustain, but simple enough to inculcate. It is this change that would become part of who you are. You will learn slowly and you will fail too. But once you learn the interplay of mind and body techniques, you would feel encouraged to try once again and then again and then again till it becomes a part of your recovery toolkit. You don't have to pressurize yourself into a challenge of meditation, let's say. If you fail, it just means you'll need time to come up. You're getting ready. And once you experience the benefits of the practice, your body will yourself lead you to choose it when you need it the most. And that would mean that your physical pain or mental disturbances don't send you spiraling all the way back to your old health patterns. In short, what you need is to train your nervous system to experience the change through habits. The journey of reaching optimal health, especially with long-standing chronic condition, involves 3 steps: awareness, education, and action. Now, if you're watching this video, I would assume that you hold a high sense of awareness towards health in general. You're aware something needs to change. You're aware you're not feeling the way you want to feel. And education? My friend, certainly there is more and not less of it. In fact, you probably have too much of information, so much that it gets overwhelming what to choose. This is where once again I would like to bring back your focus on your logical brain versus our intuition. The logical brain is heavily loaded and suppresses the intuition to tell what must be the best for us. You must do HIIT for X minutes. Your VO2 max should be ABC. Your cortisol level must be so and so count. Dry brush your skin for circulation. Cold plunges. Anyone? Whereas, slowly as you learn about the needs of your unique body type, you know that HIIT may be best for your friend. Tai Chi or yoga must be better for you. And that dry brushing is not good for those with strong airy elements, while it can be a boon for earthy, grounded type bodies. The third step is action. This is where the focus gets lost. Most of the people I work with come to seek an accountability partner. And here's something fascinating from neuroscience that we explore deeper in another video. That the act of knowing and the act of doing are processed by 2 completely different parts of your brain. Knowing is easy through all the sources of information that's available. Knowing feels productive. You can know 100 things and feel like you're making a progress. But doing requires something else entirely. Think about this for a moment. Why do you order from Amazon or any particular platform again and again? You do it because you know it will deliver with consistency. You trust it. You don't second guess it. Even if you see the product with the same price on another, let's say less known website, you'll decide against it. Why? Because of the promise of consistency, the trust. This is the same consistency that your mind and body are looking for when they're suffering. But right now, your nervous system is overloaded with I should, I want to, I can't. Your mind says one thing, your body says another. Your heart feels something else entirely. They don't trust each other anymore. So each fragmented part tries to keep functioning at its highest and protect the human behind it. And here's something beautiful I want you to understand. You need some emptiness. Emptiness, yes. From these goods, shoulds, and wants. You know how in relationships, when things get too clingy, too suffocating, we say, I need some space. Even to neurons, the building blocks of your nervous system, communicate with each other, not despite of the space between them, but because of that space. The energy is transferred in that synaptic space. As the famous living legend of Ayurveda and my teacher, Dr. Vasant Lad, puts it, and I'm paraphrasing, matter is that which occupies space. Space allows new things to exist. Space allows connections to fire. Space allows life to expand. So, instead of the constant seeking, finding a new tip, trying hard to implement it, failing because it couldn't sustain long enough, then seeing another shiny idea, maybe online, getting excited, trying that, and failing again because of another shiny idea. I invite you to do something counterproductive, and that is to stop. You already know what you need to do. I don't mean you know every tiny detail, but you do know your end goal. You know roughly the amount of effort that is required. What we need to stop now is the nervous system overload of constantly figuring out what to do. Start with a small change. We will practice one today. Or choose another one. It may not even seem directly connected to your goal, but it trains your body and mind to believe in you again. Like placing that online order and having it arrive again and again. That's building trust. Choose one source or two sources, but decide today and stop information shopping. Online at least. One or two methods of practice. And we will work together to help it form into your best strength, your foundation to believe in. You know, the ancient Vedic system emphasized choosing a guru. Even in an era without internet, without information overload, without YouTube, there were many great gurus available hundreds of years ago in the Indian subcontinent, each with profound wisdom. But the method was clear. Choose one guru with his lineage of knowledge. Yes, even with its limitations maybe. But choose one. Then surrender your entire belief and faith in that path, in that lineage, in that guru. So that other forms of practice don't fragment your attention and break your consistency. This was not just for the respect of guru. It was to avoid FOMO, to avoid information overload of continuously seeking like we are seeking today. I'm not telling you to stop learning and close your mind, but to give your body some reassurance, stop searching for more. You may never be doing the best thing, but you have to do whatever you do consistently. I like what the great philosopher J. Krishnamurti emphasized about experiences. He says, true understanding comes only through direct personal observation and self-inquiry, rather than relying on external authority, accumulated knowledge, or second-hand descriptions. So our new process becomes, pick a simple, sustainable idea, practice it enough, and turn that into your experience, not the other way around, which is usually followed, which is to go out and seek new experiences, try to practice some of them, and aim to repeat them, which would crush because there would be another new awesome experience to pull us before the body even feels what the other one could do. Let's get into the action part now right away. Today, I want to give you 2 easily repeatable practices. One for your heart and one for your mind. And like we learned, this will translate into healing your body as well. For the heart, we will learn the practice of forgiveness. Take 2 breaths and exhales like we did earlier. And close your eyes if you're not engaged in anything actively. Take this time to think of one relationship that matters deeply to you. And I mean the one who you do or you wish to maintain a better relationship with. A relationship where there are unsaid things that hurt you, unspoken apologies, some unanswered questions maybe, and lingering pain. I invite you gently into the idea of considering forgiveness. Not forgiving them, for forgiving you. While you're holding on to that hurt, those unsaid sorries, those burning questions. Ask yourself, at what cost to yourself are you doing this? Your body is paying the price. Your nervous system stays activated. Your heart carries the weight. So forgive them for your own good health. Here's the practice. Find a quiet moment. Place your hand on your heart where the Anahata chakra is. Take 2 deep breaths and then either aloud or silently say these 4 things you wanted to hear from them. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you for being there with me. I love you. Isn't this all that you wanted to hear from them? After saying these 4 things, tell yourself, I am safe, and for my own recovery, I choose to forgive. I choose to let this go. Say it even if you don't fully feel it yet. Say it as a seed you're planting. As you repeat it gently, your nervous system begins to believe it. It can bring a lot of emotions initially. And if your hurt is too raw, working with a therapist first can bring it to a level where you can train with it yourself. And soon, you will stop needing someone else to calm you down because you have learned to calm yourself down. The second practice is for the mind, which easily translates into the body. This is the Bhramari humming technique. If you've never done a breath work before and the idea of pranayam seems too yogic or too unreachable for you, do this one simple humming technique, which in fact has been lately studied by neuroscientists for massive neuro-regenerative capacity. I will talk about it in a future video. It's quite fascinating. I'll give you 3 variations so you can find the one which feels sustainable for you. Each will bring some level of change. If I have to put it simply, the humming technique puts the body in a state of rest through stimulation of the vagus nerve, which signals the body that everything is safe and relaxed. And it also works as a sort of facial massage, stimulating not only certain brain areas, but also moves the cavities of the eyes, fluids in the ears, the nasal cavity, in a way that they produce a calming effect for the long run and aid in better sleep as well. The first variation is in case you are starting out or you are on the move, you can do it while you're driving the car or even while taking a bath. Just inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose while keeping your mouth gently closed, creating a soft nasal sound, slightly louder than your speaking voice. You may keep your eyes open if you're involved in an activity. It's gentler and yet effective. Remember to unclench your teeth. You can experiment with your tongue and teeth in different positions, like joined together or naturally resting, etc. It will roughly sound like this. Now I will tell you how to practice another variation of this. If you are in a rested space and feel like going further, however, maybe closing your ears feels a little awkward, you can just sit comfortably, close your eyes and hum. Of course, once again, slightly louder than your speaking voice, focusing gently between the center of your eyebrows. That's it. Let the vibration move through your face, your throat, and your chest. The third variation is the full Bhramari, where you sit comfortably, close your eyes, gently close your ears with your index fingers like this. Keep your elbows close to your body to relax them. Don't close your ears too strongly. Just shut the earlobes enough that you don't hear too much external noise. If you close them too tightly, it may be counterproductive. Now, once again, inhale through your belly, and as you exhale, make a smooth humming sound like a bee. Again, louder than your speaking voice. Feel the vibration in your head. It will sound and look something like this. You can keep repeating this. Feel the vibration in your head. The studies conclude that about 6.5 minutes of Bhramari achieves the brainwave state that calms us deeply. So you can keep repeating the humming for about 6.5 to 7 minutes. I use a timer in my phone for doing that. But honestly, any amount of Bhramari will make a positive change in your life. Do whichever variation you choose for some amount of time, and as your body starts feeling the change every day, you'll love to come back to it. That's it. Not 10 things, not a complete morning routine overall. Just these 1 or 2 practices. If there's one thing, just one thing that I would want you to take from this video, let it be this. Lower your nervous system overload from information. I will say it again. Lower your nervous system overload from information. You don't need more tips, more hacks, more expert opinions. You need space. You need consistency. You need to practice simple things to trust yourself again. So, dear friend, stop collecting. If you're ready to stop collecting and start practicing, I'll be here, walking alongside you, one gentle practice at a time. There are many types of Bhramari. If you do wish to know about them or wish to ask or learn about another technique, write it for me here so that I know what you're seeking to build a practice upon. Until next time, breathe easy and live gently. Namaste.